Hello there, and welcome to the Johnny Tripod Happy Hour. I'm your host, Johnny Tripod, and you're listening to KTLC, Lost Church Radio. The show this month is going to be all about my history musically, where I've been, where I am now, where I'm going. So why don't we just start it off from the opening track from my last album, Guerrero. This is called The Hotel.
I can't wait anymore for somebody to ask me. It's what I really want to do.
Abortion is back in the news.
I'm a feminist. The fact that there are all these women banding together and like yelling and stuff, it just really had an impression. It's what I really want to do.
Bush restrict the availability of abortion drug Art 486. Bush restrict.
Feminist.
On February 15th, when the money begins to flow, organizations that provide abortion-related services will not be eligible to get funds.
else.
That was Twisted from my third album called Wallingford. Before that, you heard The Hotel from my latest album called Guerrero. Twisted's an interesting one. I heard an interview on Fresh Air with a couple members of Le Tigre. And it was such an interesting interview. So I ended up taking some snippets from it with some NPR news reporting around the beginning of the George W. Bush administration and all the worries about public funding and public health issues, especially around women's health issues. And so I made kind of this song that was kind of sort of unsettling in its music, and then I dropped in these snippets, and it ended up, I thought, being pretty effective. So that's what you heard the last, and before that, The Hotel from Guerrero. The Hotel is the latest song in an epic sci-fi cycle called We Love You, Junior Space Explorers, from my first band, The Scaries, that we'll get into a little bit. And in this last song, the crew, the Junior Space Explorers crew, which is all kids, they end up being sucked into a wormhole and deposited on this planet, and actually inside of a hotel. And in this hotel are all the great rock and roll bands from past, present, and future. And they would all get up on stage and play every night. And so it turned out to be this idyllic musical utopia for the space explorers. And so they're just rocking out and having this great time. And then they realized, because they're the only ones, they are in fact the hope of all humankind, that they need to get back on their journey to find a nice clean planet so the human species can continue. So they begrudgingly left the hotel, jumped in their rusty spaceship, their spaceship called Rusty, and took off back to continue their journey. So that one's called The Hotel. So those are somewhat recent songs. I guess my musical journey kind of really started with my friends Dennis and Carrie Fry, who I knew a little bit while I was going to school in college, because they were some friends of some college friends in the Central Valley. But they ended up moving to Boulder Creek. And so when I was living in San Francisco earlier, the first time I lived in San Francisco in around 89, we would venture down there. They had this almost a cabin, a very small rustic house they were renting on one of the ridges in Boulder Creek above Santa Cruz. And we just sit there and drink beer and listen to music. And they had a 4-track, one of the old Tascam 4-tracks. I think it was the Porta 2. And we'd just make music all the time. And they ended up on their own recording a 4-track project, an album really, full of demo songs. And they ended up a year or two later building a band called The Scaries around those songs, to play those songs. And so I was a member of that band. I was one of the guitar players. And we moved to the Central Valley to live on a farm to work on the second album. I'll play a song from the first album we did, a studio album we recorded in Fresno called Elvis Wasn't Elvis. And then I'll follow that up with a song from that second album we made on the ranch in the Central Valley.
Elvis wasn't Elvis, just thought it was. Someone I knew told me was Elvis's friend was mine. And baby, I know you're right. Everything is not alright in the West tonight. But there's a whole lot of people and I must be a mess of so why don't you give in? Come here, hold me tight. Kiss and love is getting away. Kiss and Elvis. Just thought it was someone I knew told me once. Elvis's brain was mine, and maybe I know you're right. Everything is not all right in the West tonight, but there's a whole lot of people and I must think I'm messing with me. And I don't wanna fight, so why don't you give in? I'm here and hold me tight. Kiss to the left tonight. 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 Elvis wasn't Elvis. He just thought he was someone I knew told me once. Elvis's brain was mine. Elvis wasn't Elvis. He just thought he was someone I knew told me once. Elvis's brain was mine, and maybe I know you're right. Everything is not all right in the West tonight, but there's a whole lot of people and I must think I'm messing with me. And I don't wanna fight, so why don't you give in? Come here and hold me tight. Kiss to the left tonight. Kiss to the left tonight. Kiss to the left tonight. Kiss
And that last song was called Postcard, also from my last album called Guerrero. Before that, you heard Day on Fire, the final track from the Scary's second album, More Chumps in Puffyland. And I actually think that Day on Fire is one of the greatest songs written in the latter part of the 20th century. I just find it a phenomenal track, and kind of hard to explain why, but it just kind of kills me. And before that, we had Elvis Wasn't Elvis from the Scary's first album, Once Upon a Time. When my time with the Scaries had run its course, I headed up to live in Seattle for a period of time. And once I got there, I had a couple of friends who were already living there, and I started to make an album with my friend Brett Murmer. I was living for a couple months in the basement of a house they were renting, and until I got a place of my own. But in those couple of months, we put together a piece of work that might have some of my greatest guitar work on it that I've ever put down, with some really crappy gear. But we were just drunk and stoned a lot, and we came up with some stuff that I can't even reproduce to this day. But I think it's a great piece of work. So that group, we called ourselves Shabubu. And for those of you who are Simpsons aficionados, you might recognize where that comes from. And so we also on a 4-track, only 4 tracks, bouncing tracks back and forth, we put out an album called Residue. And I'll play a couple songs from that. And this is the second song from it, called Angela.
That the blood has gotta be right. She's so cool, not a little rich girl. When the morning comes, she knows she'll fly away. Coming inside, you know you'll get what's mine. Looking at the sign, you know it's on this time. This is for a baby that's gonna be just fine. Side of what's not is what's got to be. Man is a bringing to the border and a swinging, and everything that's going is a coming back to me. She's so cool, not a little rich girl. When the moment comes, you know she'll fly away. Coming inside, you know again what's mine. Sign, you know it's on this time. This is full of things, it's gonna be just fine. So cool.
breaking and entering.
Just entering.
Oh man. I've listened to that song a lot, and I still have absolutely no idea how I was able to, how some of those guitar sounds came about. Absolutely unrecreatable. So isn't that fantastic? I just love that, actually. I don't remember how I did a bunch of stuff So that last one was called Oblivion, Timothy Hutton, and that was the final track from the only album from Shabubu called Residue. Just a total sound noise bomb fest. Before that, we had a little something I called interlude, just a little guitar and bass. This little pretty track we just put right in between a few songs on Residue. And we started off with the second song called Angela, based sort of on My So-Called Life, the main character from that. Brett had come up with the bass line, and we were just having the hardest time figuring out what to do with the song. And then it sort of came together. As I remember it, everyone else had gone to bed, and we'd been playing around with it forever and weren't really very happy with what was happening. And I ended up just kind of hammering it out, putting a different guitar part, and then kind of came up with those vocals, which ended up working pretty well. So that was one of our favorites. I left Seattle in 2002 and made my way back down to California. And by 2004, I had moved back to San Francisco and immediately joined a band that my friend Jamie was putting together. So I met the bass player Eric and the drummer Dina. And super fun, energetic rock band. We called ourselves The Jank. And put out a couple of EPs, and then by 2009, I think, we recorded a full length called Manning Her Ladyship. And so this is the opening track called Blowing Myself Away.
Don't care, I didn't get a handle just to keep it down with Vanity Fair. You know me, I gotta be set free, at least there's a way to pay my membership fee. So I'm back, lifting the flapjack, putting down the kitty, take me back to the ball sack. Hey, I'm not putting the gun down, hey, I'll be blowing myself away. I should try that. Licking the Kit Kat, tell me where to go to make it better than Tic Tac. But I see there's no one around me. Heading out the door, I wander up to the G Street. So I'm back, flipping the flapjack, putting down the kitty, take me back to the ball sack. Hey, I'm not putting the gun down. Hey, I'll be blowing myself away. shape red, the day I met you, on the Day of the Dead. This night everybody wants to be the 4th of July, but my baby, she's got a secret, but really they're thinking that I have a secret, and now everyone is saying that my baby's got a secret, but really they're thinking that I have a secret, and even I don't know what it is. Well, on the Day of the Dead, all the Ferris wheels go backwards and over end, and one can inhale the donkey-shaped bread, the day I met you, on the Day of the Dead. This night everybody wants to be the 4th of July, but my baby, she's got a secret, but really they're thinking that I have a secret, and now everyone is saying that my baby's got a secret. Really they're thinking that I have a secret, and now everyone is saying that this night everybody wants to be the 4th of July, but my baby, she's got a secret, but really they're thinking that I have a secret, and now everyone is saying that my baby's got a secret, but really they're thinking that I have a secret, and now everyone is saying that this night everybody wants to be the 4th of July, but my baby, she's got a secret, but really they're thinking that I have a secret, and now everyone is saying that my baby's got a secret, but really they're thinking that I have a secret, and even I don't know what it is.
That was Day of the Dead by the Jank from the album Manning Her Ladyship. I wrote that song a number of years ago. I actually used some poetry lines that some friends of mine in Seattle had written. They were part of a poetry performance group called the Typing Explosion, and where you give them a title and then they pass the poem back and forth between the three of them as they hammer it out on typewriters, and then they give it to you. And so the title of the poem was Day of the Dead, and they wrote a bunch of interesting stuff. So I ended up using some lines from that poem, and maybe even from another one, and kind of pushed it together into a song. First version of it, the demo, was using a Casio, little small Casio keyboard, almost a toy. But I put it all together and then came up with the idea of making the round at the end with the three same stanzas, the chorus, but in a round with three different voices. And then when it became time to maybe play it with the jank, I didn't really know how to do it. But we ended up doing it like we recorded it here, kind of slow to start and then faster like a dance song, and then ending up with the round with different people in the band singing the parts. And that was always a crowd favorite. So that's a good one, Day of the Dead. Right before that was My Only Hope for Heaven. That was a song I wrote with an earlier band that I was talking about, the Scaries, that we had had on our album, More Chumps and Puffyland. An interesting song, which I think in the jank became much better of a song when Jamie added that really hooky, catchy guitar, and the lead work that he put on it became a much better song. So that was fun putting that one together to see it become better than the original. And opening that set was the first song off of Manning, Her Ladyship, called Blowing Myself Away. While I was in the jank, I also started playing music with Erin Brazil. She's a local singer-songwriter in San Francisco, and she always had an interesting style of songwriting, phenomenal voice, lyrically really interesting, often dark but fun. And she was also putting together a new project, and so she kept adding some people as she went along, some of the people that I knew. My friend Don was on stand-up bass. Tony, who was the drummer in the jank, started playing with her as well. And Erin was looking for someone to add some more different kinds of instrumentation to the songs. And I played clarinet. I knew how to play, or I soon learned how to play this cigar box slide guitar that she handed me, and added washboard later. So I kind of became one of the multi-instrumentalists in the band. And much different than the jank, much quieter, but super intense and interesting. And we all got along. We were all friends. And we've put out a few EPs so far. So I'm going to play a couple of songs from Erin Brazil and the Brazilianaires, which is what we've ended up calling ourselves. This first one is called Melt in My Pocket, from the EP Last Night in Town.
Embrace me for hours in the grass, under trees, and soft scented breeze, baby. Ooh, ooh, honey, ooh, your eyes are like chocolate. It sweetens my chin, you'd melt in my pocket. I'm drinking it in, everything those eyes have to say. Ooh, honey, ooh, your breath smells like summer. All ocean sunsets and white little flowers. The soft July breeze bring me to my knees, baby. Ooh. Maybe when it's cold and gritty and dark in your head, and you may wonder if what you're saying has already been said. And inspiration has left the city and is leaving you for dead. But then you believe in what you can't see. remarkable choice, baby. Ooh. Oh, now your heart glows so strong like a crackling fire. Band starts to play, I'll sing like a choir. Your arms, your voice, your remarkable choice, baby. Ooh. Your arms, your voice, you're remarkable, baby. You've been spying on someone, but I just spy on you. You're out sleuthing, having fun, but I keep my gaze on you. Well, it's hot in the street and it's hot in my heart, and the dog's not barking and the ring's not missing, and the blinds are closing 'cause the plot is thickening, and I just spy on you. I just spy on you. I just spy on you. You have theories about someone, and I have theories about you. You're obsessing, he's gonna run, and I obsess about you. Well, the dancer is dancing, the piano is jumping, and the shrubs are shifting 'cause the digger's been digging, and the bags are bulging, but the blood's not leaking, and I just spy on you. I just spy on you. I just spy on you. Well, maybe he has murdered somebody, but I've been stabbed by you, and he left clues all around his apartment, and you left fingerprints too. There's a flash of bright light and a scream in the night, and the police are coming, and your heart is thumping, and my smile is twisting 'cause my luck is changing, and you're my victim too. You're my victim too. You're my victim too.
That was Theories About You Part 2 from Aaron Brazil and the Brazilianaires album, The Hitchcock Suite, which are songs based on Alfred Hitchcock films. That one was about Rear Window. Before that, you had Melt in My Pocket from the EP Last Night in Town. And on that one, I was playing that cigar box slide guitar. And on Theories About You, that was me playing clarinet. I'm still playing with Aaron Brazil and the Brazilianaires. The Jank broke up a number of years ago, but I recently joined a new band, Warren Tea Garden and The Good Grief, so I'm looking forward to playing with them, learning some new songs, playing out around San Francisco. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Johnny Tripod. This has been the Johnny Tripod Happy Hour. Thanks for traipsing down memory lane with me through my musical history. You're listening to KTLC, The Lost Church Radio. Tune in next month, and we'll do something fun together again. I'll leave you with one final song. This is called Columbine.